Hi, everyone, and good Tuesday morning to you. You know what this is? It's an update on our winter storm. We've got a lot to talk about again this morning. We're now within kind of the 48-hour range, and so the details are starting to become clearer, and we can start talking about how you should plan depending on where you live. This could be more of an ice event, and for some places, this could be more of a snow event for Thursday. So those details are starting to become a little more clear now. We're kind of right in this zone through here. We initially started talking about this late last week and over the weekend when it was all about pattern recognition, saying, yes, it's possible there could be a winter storm. It's possible this could be very impactful. But of course, we don't know the details just yet. But then over the late weekend period into yesterday, we started getting into the it's more or less likely zone where we can start talking about the odds increasing or decreasing of certain outcomes. And now that we're within 48 hours, we can talk about some of the finer details, and some of those are starting to become a little more obvious here on this Tuesday morning. First of all, our TV viewing area is still under a winter storm watch. This will surely be upgraded to a winter storm warning for a good chunk of our area at some point over the next 24 hours. Might be this afternoon. It might be tonight. Don't get too caught up in the nuances of that. Winter storm warnings are out for the greater Cleveland area, heading back to northwest Ohio. That's where the bullseye of heaviest snow is likely to be. And so those winter storm warnings are certainly justified, I would say, for those areas. Now let's talk about the timing and the impacts and everything else that everybody's wanting to know. First things first, nothing has changed with our kind of thinking for Wednesday. This is just liquid precipitation on Wednesday. It'll just be rain, and most of this is in the afternoon. Temperatures will get up into the upper 30s to around 40. Some of the melting that will really start today will continue tomorrow. Our snowpack will compact and melt some, and there'll be a lot of puddles and melt water sitting around, and might even see the grass here and there before tomorrow is through. Then the trouble begins tomorrow night, Wednesday night, and early Thursday morning. This is the one of our models at 4 o'clock in the morning, Thursday morning. At this point, what's falling from the sky in a lot of places is probably still liquid, in other words, still rain. The problem is the temperature in the low levels of the atmosphere will be cooling quickly. We won't be around 40 anymore. From northwest to southeast, we're going to see those temperatures dropping down close to freezing, even below freezing. So you might have rain falling in 31-degree air, or even 30 or 29-degree air first thing in the morning, just before daybreak on Thursday. So yeah, that's freezing rain. There can be some sleet in the mix as well. And again, be sure and follow some of my explainer graphics and updates on social media for kind of an occasional reminder of what the difference between sleet and freezing rain is. Freezing rain is just rain that freezes on contact. We don't want that. Sleet is no picnic, but it's better than freezing rain. Sleet, little tiny balls of ice. They can bounce. They can make noises when they're hitting your windows. And if you get enough sleet, it can be pretty slick, but it's generally not as problematic on the roads and for power outages as freezing rain is. Nonetheless, as we get into the daylight hours on Thursday, this is where we've seen some model shifts or trends over the last 12 hours or so towards a somewhat colder solution for parts of our area. So this is 10 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. At this point, I still think odds strongly favor sleet, snow, freezing rain, kind of a sloppy mix in areas south of Youngstown, and especially, say, south of 224. So Columbiana County, Lawrence County, even southern parts of Mahoning County, you're probably seeing quite a bit of sleet, some freezing rain, and maybe some wet snowflakes. The farther north you go, this is more of a pure snow-sleet mixture with less freezing rain, and then for some places it might just be heavy, wet snow. Some people might be saying, Eric, you've been talking all about ice and not snow. Why, you're changing your mind, etc. No, we've been talking about how this is a wintry mix, and subtle changes can change the outcome for some areas. I think for the vast majority of our viewing area, we're going to see a mixed bag for a time. But in our northern areas, especially, say, north of I-80 up into northern Trumbull, northern Mercer, this is less ice and more snow, it looks like, during the day on Thursday. But either way, whether you're going to see snow, whether you're going to see snow, sleet, and freezing rain, whether you're going to see more freezing rain than snow, it's all a big deal. It's all high impact. And it's all something that you're going to have to contend with if you're going to be out and about on Thursday. By Thursday evening and overnight, this is, again, same model, Different models have different placements of things, but this is just kind of one general idea here. This is Thursday, late afternoon into the evening. We're still seeing kind of a sloppy mix in a lot of places. Now, in a lot of places, especially farther north, even though sleet's going to mix in with this snow, you can still see accumulations of wet snow mixed with sleet when it comes down hard enough. It's going to be really wet, compact, great snowball kind of snow. But when sleet is involved, usually that reduces snow totals. But if it comes down hard enough and is mixed with snow, then yeah, it can still stick, it can still accumulate and still be a big problem. The changeover to all snow in our entire viewing area probably takes place at some point in the middle of the night, Thursday night into Friday morning. So in a place like East Liverpool, in a place like Lisbon, East Palestine, Hanoverton, Elwood City, Newcastle, you're probably going to see a sloppy mix for a lot of the time Thursday. As we go into the overnight Thursday night and the air column cools completely below freezing from north to south, we'll probably see a changeover to wet snow. The big question is how much moisture is still left over when this changeover occurs. Yesterday it looked like there might not be much. On this morning's model runs, they're a little more suggestive of more and more moisture still being present when that changeover to snow occurs, and therefore we can see a little more snow on the backside of this as the system starts to pull away late Thursday night and into early Friday morning. All right, let's talk about some numbers. We're going to put out an official forecast this afternoon after we get some more model data. This is not our forecast, but this is just a general idea of some of the trends, some of the ideas that are out there this morning. This is what we call the blend of models. So taking a bunch of models, blending them together, and coming up with an outcome. So this is model data. This is not our forecast. This is a blend of models. But I do think there's probably going to be a pretty big gradient from north to south across our area when it comes to snow totals. I don't think a big snow event is likely in a lot of Columbiana County, especially southern Columbiana County. I do think that odds are increasing for up to 5 inches or more the farther north you are, closer to I-80 and especially up into central and northern Trumbull, northwestern Mercer as well. So again, official snow forecast from us coming out this afternoon. As far as freezing rain, I still think it's going to be problematic, especially in our southern viewing area. Right now the national blend of models suggests 1/10 of an inch to 2/10 of an inch around Youngstown, up into Mercer County. That's going to make things slippery, and when you have some snow involved as well, it's all high impact. Doesn't matter what the numbers are, it's all high impact. But the bullseye of most impactful freezing rain accretion is probably in our southern viewing area, say from Columbus to New Philly to Carrollton to Lisbon and points south. That's where I'd be most concerned about problematic freezing rain, enough freezing rain to weigh down tree limbs and power lines and perhaps lead to some power issues and certainly some big problems on the roads. So yeah, we've got a lot to sort out. I think there's going to be a variety of conditions across our area with higher amounts of snow north, higher amounts of ice south, and high travel impacts throughout the area. If you have travel plans, now's the time to think about adjusting them. If you do not have salt, maybe to salt your sidewalks and your driveway because everything's going to turn to a block of ice as the colder air rushes in. Run out and get some salt today. That'd be a good idea. Make sure that you get some salt down. Maybe not when it's raining Wednesday afternoon, but maybe first thing Thursday morning, if you get a chance, go out and salt things and make sure that some of your surfaces are treated so that they are not just a skating rink by Friday morning and heading into the first half of the weekend. And so, yeah, plan on the possibility of school adjustments across the region, both Thursday and Friday. That's outside of my area of expertise, but with this kind of a setup, I guess I wouldn't be surprised at all if we have some school adjustments. So if you're a parent and you've got to make alternate plans for your kids and daycare and things like that, start really taking those possibilities pretty seriously. We'll have more updates throughout the day and this evening on 21 News at 6 and 11, the Storm Tracker 21 app as well. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I'll see you later on.